I remember the day that I had to tell the board that we have to close down a location. We had 3 locations. I said we had to close down one of these locations. That was 9 employees that we had to get rid of. And I said, how do we do this? Because I want to make sure that they know that I'm just not picking on one person. I don't like this person or like, this. Like, how do you do that? I'm such a young man, and everyone who worked for me was old enough to be my aunt, my mother, my uncle, my father. I wanted to make sure they understood that this was an educated decision. This was not something that I just wanted to do because I didn't like the way they showed up late to work every day, or I didn't like that they were underperforming at their job. This was something that we had to do to save the other 28 employees that we had. I said, I need to talk with some other people in the community. There was people that I started to trust, and I started to reach out for mentorship and let them know the problem I was having. And so when we talked about it, they said you first need to seek an employment law attorney. I needed to go hire this attorney to help me choose who to get rid of. So that's the first bit of advice that I could give you. If you're faced with downsizing, you first need to seek an attorney, because you could be, facing a discrimination case if you do it the wrong way. Employees can sue you for anything, but you want to make sure you do it right so that way they feel like it was a objective decision. And I talked with the attorney. We came up with this formula. This is why I'm stressing the importance of really working with a professional, because attorneys that specialize in employment law, they have to help business owners make these decisions all the time. They were keeping me cool because I was nervous. And some of my family members who had to make the decision with me were also nervous. But we came up with a formula, and surprisingly, with that formula, I had to get rid of some employees that I actually wanted to keep. But that was to protect the company. And we offered a very, very small severance. And that's how we were able to make that decision. That's how we were able to save the business, essentially. Because if we didn't close down that location, if we didn't get rid of that electric bill over there, that water bill, those salaries from over there, we wouldn't have lasted another year. I hope you never have to make that decision.